Welcome to our Picks and Ponderings Breeders Cup preview series, where we take a video look at the Breeders Cup program this Friday and Saturday from Keeneland. I'm Paul Mazur alongside Nicolle Neulist. You can find me on Twitter at HeyLaserbeam, and you can find her on Twitter at RoadClown. Jointly, we're at Picks Ponderings. It's Breeders Cup week, and it's also time, and it's Halloween weekend as well. We start the Breeders' Cup action with the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf, carded as the sixth on Friday from Keeneland at a mile on the turf, and that is a two-turn configuration on the turf. For this, for our Breeders' Cup preview, in order to keep the discussion light, we will be using the pass or play format. Both of us are going to go through and look for one horse to pass that we're not going to use at all on our tickets, and one horse to play, a horse that we want to use on our tickets. Sometimes our horses for the pass section are just outclassed long shots that are going to be a squillion to one on the tote. Sometimes it'll be a favorite that we're taking a stand against. And the play horses, odds are no matter. It could be anything from a logical favorite to someone that's going to, well, run big at high odds and bust your tries with supers. So, a mile on the turf, the 2-year-olds. We've had a lot of rain to call for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf, but we've got 15 going with only 14 to see the starter.
That is true. So we're waiting to see, will everyone make it, or will the also eligible be left out in the cold? As for my play or pass, my play in this race is probably pretty boring, but I like him a lot, and that is Cimric. Cimric is morning line favorite, 7-2, and he is my top selection in the race, particularly because he was going at 6 furlongs. He stretched out to 7. He looked really nice stretching out to 7 furlongs, and the stretch out to a mile should suit him even better. He's gone on turf rated both soft and good across the pond, suggesting that he's going to be able to handle the moisture this week on the turf well. And that last out second place finish in a French grade 1 suggests he has actual honest to God European class. Despite the fact that he drew the 13 hole, which may not be the best thing in the world, I think he's good enough to overcome it, and I am bullish on Cimric.
Cimric makes sense for me in this running of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. I just am not keen on post 13 going a mile on that turf course. He's a horse I'm going to be using defensively in here, but my play is going to be the B8 and O'Brien horse, because you took the A. And you took the Gosden horse, my mistake. You took the Gosden. I'm going to take the Aidan O'Brien B, and that's number 4, Shogun. 12-1 on the morning line. Seamus Epperman to ride for the Tabor Magner Smith Triumvirate. The fact that Mr. Hefferman is coming over to cross the pond should not be an issue, because he rode Highland Reel in the Grade 1 Secretariat in Chicago this past summer. So he's sort of more or less the B American rider. Now that Ryan Moore is going to be back from injury, and Ryan Moore will be riding Hit It a Bomb, also from the 14 spot. The play in here for me is going to be Shogun. He comes out of the same race that your Gosden train top pick comes from on the ARC undercard, but he was among the top runners, only beaten 2. He's also got some good soft turf form, 2 back at the Curragh. He was on the podium then. It's blinkers on, it's first time Lasix, and there's a lot of equipment changes. Yeah, there's a lot of changes, but I'm also getting a much better price on someone that's much better drawn. I'll go into battle with Shogun as my play in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf.
I can't fault you taking Shogun there at all. I have a pass. It's a Euro, but it's not Shogun. My pass is number 6, Birchwood. The form isn't quite as classy as, say, a Cimric or a Shogun Hit It a Bomb hasn't gone group level yet. His last race was amazing. I don't love the 14 for him, but I can't toss him. Birchwood, on the other hand, he does have some Group 2 form at Newmarket at 7 furlongs. Thing is, that last out was, he was against Air Force Blue, but he didn't kick on all that inspiringly, and he seems to like firmer going. With the rain this week, I can't imagine that's going to play to Birchwood's strengths. He's not going to be taking as much money as some of those Euros, but he's still going to be taking more money than some of the Americans or American imports, like, say, Raise the Bar or Conquest Daddy-O. And if I'm looking for a longer shot, I'm not looking at Birchwood.
The Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf tends to be a European-dominated event, whether it's been in Kentucky or whether it's been in Southern California. Not surprisingly, my toss horse is an American horse, and that's the number 8, Aero Force, trained by Mark Casse with Julien Leparoux to ride. Yes, he comes out of the local prep for the Grade 3 Bourbon that was run on some unyielding ground. I respect that yielding turf race because I like the second place horse Camelot Kitten a little bit. I don't like Aero Force for the main reason of what goes up must go down. All during the Keeneland Fall Meet, Mark Casse was winning races. I would turn on Twitter and it would be Mark Casse wins a race at Keeneland. Mark Casse wins a race at Keeneland. I think he emptied the barn at Keeneland, and by the time he gets to Breeders' Cup, his barn's going to be running on empty. Plus, he wasn't facing tough Euros like Hit It a Bomb, like Shogun, like Simric. I think the Euros are going to swallow him up, and because he's the local runner, Casse, Leparoux, the connections people like, he's going to float down on the tote board at 4-1. Why take a horse that's 3-1 that I don't really like when I can get triple or quadruple the odds on a Euro I do?
Can't fault you on that. I am not keen on Aero Force either, and you hit the nail on the head. He won the local prep. He's going to be an underlay. I'm going elsewhere, and the top of my elsewhere is Simric.
I respect you for taking Simric. I just wish he wasn't drawn out in post 93,205. 13, if he can win from the 13 post, more power to him, but I'm going with sort of the B Euro, but Simric will be in tickets.
All right, just to call an end to this, I will say that my play is the number 13 Simric in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf, and my pass is the number 6 Birchwood.
For me, my play in the Breeders' Cup Turf is number 4 Shogun, and the pass horse is number 8 Aero Force. Thank you for watching our Picks and Ponderings video previews.